and Vicente Fox. They all took money from grandfather. Candelisa Rice knew about me because they never had a black man on TV speaking Spanish. The whole world knew me, internet, everywhere. Everywhere I go, they ask me about my daughter. I've been on TV, Telemundo. And Mr. President, now we come down to how you got elected. And I'm going to tell you what, Mr. Obama, Michelle, Holder, Hillary, this was your kid. What will you do? I had to think about national security because I was in the Navy from 1984, January 9th, to January 28, 1988. Civil service, when I had to give up my other positions that I got. I had to decide between my job in 2005, June, or going to Culiacan, Sinaloa. But I thank God I did go. Now listen to my mother. She said, God said you got to get the crops. And I'm telling the truth because I'm not afraid. And Mr. President, the mayor of San Diego, here we go again, Jerry Sanders, is the main character with illiteracy covering this up. I didn't know. I met the mayor in January 2008 when I came back in 2007, November. I had needed surgery. I had 2 bad hernias, and I can barely walk. The mayor, when he found out who I was covering up. I said, can you please call the governor? Schwarzenegger, the Terminator. He refused. I met Officer Jim Tulumello. I got to give Mr. Jim, Police Officer San Diego Police Officer Jim Tulumello some thank you. Because Jim is the one that kept a lot of people from getting hurt. And when I found out the mayor was doing a cover-up, when I got beat up on October 16, 2010. I was with my lawyer in Tijuana, California, authorizing a document being drawn up for $500 million. The reason why, we had to pay for the damage. Because when I found out on the 27th of October 2008, that Mr. Bush was covering up when I went to a meeting. And they told me to back off, Mr. Hunt, let the black man win. I said, what black man? I'm a Republican. And let Mr. Holder get the seat. Those two are going to give you your baby. And then they showed me a piece of paper telling me exactly where the cover-up comes. It was Condoleezza Rice and Mr. Bush. And Mr. Bush got the audacity to do all this cover-up. And by the way, Mrs. Bush is Mexican. I found out in 2004 when I was in Culiacan, they told me we have a person in the White House. I said, who? They said Mrs. Bush is Mexican. Her family came illegally to the country and had her. I said, ah, she's a teacher just like my wife. And she wanted legal immigration. And I'm saying to myself, what's going on? That's my daughter. But what I notified Obama knows now. I sent some paperwork to him. I said, Mr. Obama, with my last video, don't ask what the country can do for you. It's what you can do for the country. And Mr. Obama, I had to back off because I was going to be published by Diario San Diego, the Mexican newspaper, and the videos on the 30th of October 2008. And I didn't want the chaos. Now, Mr. Obama, like Jeremiah Rice said, the chicken has come home to roost for you too. You've been kissing Calderon's behind. I'm being straightforward. I'm a father. I'm hurt. You knew about this after a while. I asked you to pick up my daughter. Now I'm under Marshall's protection because of the screw up. But I'm not afraid because I'm staying with my veterans at the homeless shelter for the vets. It's a day of shame. that vet's got to be in a tent in San Diego, California. But I made a promise 3 years ago, January 2008, when I was sick. They operated on me in February 29, 2008, in Sharp Hospital in San Diego, Kearny Mesa. Dr. Jackson, I call him Accent Jackson, got me up in days running. Normally it's a 2-month operation. And Mr. President, like I tell you, your wife, the First Lady, Michelle Obama, if that was your daughter, what would you do? And Mr. Holder, at this time, I need my daughter released. I've lost my house. I've lost my health. And I need the money released from the banks and my wife pension that I can get a house for my daughter, that I can put her in a house. I need more operations now. My knees, my veins, everything. And the corruption go all the way to the Secret Service that came to see me in Interfaith in Escondido, California, September 11th of 2010. And Mr. President and Mr. Holder, the Escondido police, instead of investigating, I was an Interfaith. He comes in, another white official. Here we go again, Mr. President. And America, I need to ask you a question. Why are we paying these people's salary? He comes to see me when I make the video for Mr. Obama. And he never notified Mr. Obama. And we have the representative, Mr. Christopher Smith, from Trenton, New Jersey. The congressman that would represent Mr. Goldman's son, Sean, that was in Brazil. He just got back last year in December 2010. He was over there in 2004.